Hey guys, and welcome to the Garmin Live Scope Matters channel, and today I'm going to show you how to smoke your trout. Welcome to Live Scope Matters with Ron and Greg. That's right, I said smoke your trout. So, let's get started. Right now I'm going to put together a brine, and this is probably one of my most favorite brines here that I found on the internet. You can Google search it, but I'm going to show you how to put it all together. Most importantly, right here, you want to get yourself a non-aluminum pot, something like that. This is what I use. It holds a lot of fish. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but we're going to bring the camera around over here, and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to, all my ingredients that I throw into it. Alright, in this plastic bowl right here, I'm going to mix all the ingredients together. So far right now I got the 8 cups of water. So you're going to add yourself 2 cups of this here kikyo-man. We're going to put kikyo-man in there. Soy sauce. 1. We got 1/2 cups of brown sugar. And then we're going to come around over here. Domino sugar is probably one of my favorites. And then we're going to go with the, I just pick up this great value stuff from Walmart, garlic, granulated garlic. You know, bam, one of those. There's a tablespoon. And there's 1/2 tablespoon right there. That's pretty much it. And then right over here, what we got here is sea salt. You can use kosher salt if you have that available for your brine. And then just add our kosher salt there into the mix. This recipe does call for a ginger. I have a lot of trouble finding ginger, so I usually skip the ginger in this recipe. I like to use rainbow trout, the brook trout, brown trout, they all work just as good. You want to mix this all up here. Get the brine all mixed together good. Liquefy everything. You guys just want to keep on mixing that until you don't feel or hear any more of that grainy salt or the sugar. You want to make sure everything is getting liquefied and mixed all together. Main thing is getting it liquefied in there. You don't want clumps of nothing. Right now I think our brine is ready to go. And basically all we're going to do is just come over here. There's your trout. And we're going to just pour it right over the trout. Alright, I had to make an additional batch of brine here. I cut the ingredients in half, so I'm going to pour the rest of that. You want to make sure all the fish are covered evenly in there. So that's going to look something like that. We're going to take this batch. You're going to make room in your refrigerator, that's definite. We're going to take this batch and we're going to let it marinate overnight. They usually say about 6 hours for fillets, but I like to do mine overnight before it hits the smoker the next morning. Got my room up down here at the bottom of the refrigerator. Oh yeah, most importantly, make sure you cover them up for the night. I got my lid, and just put them down here. There you go. Let them refrigerate overnight. We're gonna see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, what you wanna do, I got myself a Dyna Glo Smoker here. And this one has a separate firebox, which I really like. Keeps the smoke, and it'll translate it over here into the smoker unit. And this is gonna set up for about I'm gonna give this about a half an hour out here. And then I'm going to go inside, and that'll give me enough time to prepare the fish, and that's what I'm going to show you next. Alright, the next step here. We're going to go with mesquite, barbecue, wood chips. Get yourself some water. You want to soak your wood chips. This will give them a slow burning time. When they get to the smoker, they'll smolder. I like to prepare these first. Doesn't matter, because you can always dry them later if you add a little too much of the wood chips in it, but you can always let them dry out for another time if you add too much. I just get an old pot here and just fill it up. Wood chips and water. Alright, for the next step, we're going to go over here and get a trout out of the refrigerator. They've been marinating overnight. Pull this out. Alright, on for the next step. Off with its lid. Get yourself a nice big roll of paper towels. When smoking any kind of fish, they recommend that you pat dry your trout with paper towels. So, I'll just grab a couple here to show you. These are some nice rainbows here I got going on. Yeah, let's add another one here. You got a little brook trout there. Just line them up on your paper towels. They're not going to be perfect, but just pat them dry. You're probably going to go through a lot of paper towels in the process of doing this. Just do the best that you can. And then I got another paper towel on this plate over here. I'm just going to start stacking them up. And this is the process I'm going to use. And basically from there, another layer of paper towels to the plate here. That's all, just fold it over and repeat. Let's get another paper towel there. Like so. There you go. Repeat till they're all done. I guess they don't want them dry with, I guess they don't want them dripping when you put them into the smoker. Alright, I wanted to show you guys real quick here. Inside the firebox, you see those charcoals right now? They're glowing white. That's right where you're going to need them. Next, we're going to load the fish on, and I'm going to show you how I load my fish on. Alright, I hope you guys can see this here. Here's a brown trout, probably about, I'm going to say he was around 18 inches. This trout here. You want to load him on the bottom of the smoker because the heat coming out, transferring up, it's going to hit that first. Your smaller trout, we're going to load them into the top part of the smoker. As you come across them, if you think they're pretty fat, you would just keep your bigger ones at the bottom and your smaller ones at the top. There you go. I usually get about 3. Alright guys, here, I got those. This is all loaded up now, you can see. I did my best on lining up the fish. I mean, you know, if you don't have them in that particular order, I just try to keep the more meatier ones at the bottom and just lighter ones up to the top, like I was saying. because you're going to have that heat transferring across. It's going to hit these fish first, and then it's going to work its way up. But let's lock that up here. Alright. They say 200 degrees is the temperature. That's the ideal smoking temperature, 200 degrees. Let's focus on what we got here. Real quick here, I got my wood chips soaking in water. We're just going to load those into the basket. They're all nice and wet. They should smolder nice. We're going to shut this, then we're going to come back here and check this out in about an hour from now. One thing I wanted to point out here, if you could see that, I'm thinking that's about 1/4 to 1/2 inch there. That's where my vents are set for the smoker to keep the temperature down. You don't want the vents wide open because it's just going to raise the heat on there. Alright, let's take a look at our temperature. Right there at the end of that gray line is 200 degrees, so I'm pretty close to that right now. We want to keep those vents set right where they're at for the remainder of the smoking, right around 200 degrees. Here, let's take a quick look at this here. This is the damper on the top. So I got my set. There's I don't know if you can see that right there. There's an upper notch. I got mine set right there, just down below that notch. That'll contain most of the smoke inside the smoker. Alright guys, ready? Here we go. First look into the smoker. Nice golden brown color in the first hour. That's what you want to see. We're going to let these go for about another, I'm going to say about another half an hour. I'm going to add a little more. Let's shut this here. Well, the charcoal, I added a little more charcoal earlier, so I would say in the first half hour I add a little more charcoal. So here, it's so cold out here, my water froze. Let's go ahead and add a little more wood to the fire. Give it some nice smoky. Most of that wood burnt up in there, so we'll just add a little more smoke for the next half an hour. We're going to come back and check on this. Alright, now it's time to check the temperature here. I'm going with my biggest trout first. I'm not sure if you guys could see that down there, but I achieved a temperature of 200 degrees. That's my biggest trout in there, so I know for sure the rest of them are done. So total cook time for this smoked batch of fish is like an hour and a half. So there's no need to go any longer with it. Otherwise you're gonna wind up with burnt, charred fish. I don't know if you could see at the bottom there. If you look, you could see some charness starting. That doesn't mean the fish are ruined, it just means that they're well done. So we don't want to go any more than an hour and a half on this batch. Alright, here comes my favorite part right here. The sampling. There you go. Smoked trout. That's delicious. Alright, real quick before I wrap this all up here, I just want to make a quick note of why you put your biggest fish at the bottom. To the left on the dish, you got that's your first row at the bottom, and you can see as I went up higher in the racks, all my layers above that came out nice and golden in that first hour and a half. So that's all it took, was an hour and a half to smoke all those fish. Okay. After you get done sampling your trout there, get yourself some freezer paper, and this way it's going to help you store in the refrigerator. My fish usually don't last a week, so I really don't have a time frame on how long your smoked trout's going to last you. But as for me, mine certainly doesn't last any more than a week. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little video I put together on smoking a catch. I hope you found that information useful. If you liked this video, you may want to check out some of my other videos. Leave me a comment, we'd love to hear from you. And subscribe to the channel to keep you up with the latest videos. And it's all right here on Life Scope Matters. Thank you for watching.